Hello YouTube, Bladder 81 again, and today I'm going to show you this HP Compact DC 7800 small form factor. That it was basically a trash picked. It is from a computer that was thrown out. This was one of two. The other one I cleaned it, made some small upgrades, and sold it. And I kept this one to make almost high-end Core 2 Duo system. As you can see on the front, you have the dvdrw, vPro logo, Windows Vista Basic logo, power button, microphone, and headset outputs, inputs, two USB 2.0s. Here's a front intake with the HP logo and badge. The top cover already released, so it makes it easier. Let's turn around. Here we have the optic power supply fan, power connector, audio in and out, two PS2, four mouse and keyboard, one parallel, VGA, six USB 2.0s, Ethernet LAN, and a serial port that is covered. In here is the graphics card. This original came with a GeForce 8400 GS, but it's working, but except for the fan that didn't spin. So I look around, especially in these times of making getting a graphics card. I found this cheapest one, which is an Aquadro, and I bought this adapter because it uses two display ports. This is a Quadro NVS 310. It's basically a GeForce GT 510 610 with lower GPU clocks, and it has 512 megabytes of DDR free RAM. Here's a look inside. There's an intake, an outtake fan. So the DC 7800 uses the Intel Q35 chipset, which means you can use quad cores on this system. As you can see many YouTube videos, you can put a quad to quad, the OG Q6600, make the tape mod, and it will run at 3 GHz, which the power supply can hold it. Here's an optical drive, many wires, spaghettis. The hard drive is the original 80 gigabytes, still working, but I'm going to change to a newer one or an SSD. The RAM I upgraded. Initially, not upgraded. It's basically the same, but I get two sticks of 2 gigabytes of DDR. Unfortunately, these ones needed to a computer with the BIOS that you can configure the SPD, because it only runs 67 megahertz. And these have a very cool, a small feature that only high-end memories RAMs have. So the CPU is a Core 2 Duo E8500, almost the high end, clocked at 3.16 with 6 megabytes of L2 cache, and a front side bus of 1333. There's a soft bridge, one PCI, two PCIs 1X. The hard drive, unfortunately, is located below the optical drive. Here's the top case with some instructions. So basically, I'm going to make this how to check how this performs. In terms of operating system, I have Windows 10 32-bit versions because only 4 gigs. Even if can go to 8, then I go to 8 gigs. But I already have a 8 gigs computer with a quad core. Then I'm going to show you later on a later video. Some I forgot to clean the fan, the outtake fan of the CPU. I'm going to do that later. And I have his smaller brother that this one I did bought I think 2 years ago for 60 euros. That is the 7800 ultra small desktop tower. I'll release the top cover. It it needs an external power brick. This one is a little chunky. 135 watts, as you can see. You remove this screw, slide the cover to you, and voila, you can access the internals. So basically, both have the same chipset, of course. So basically, they are the same, but this one is different. This one I did upgrade with two gigabytes DR to 800 megahertz. This run at 800 megahertz since we are using the onboard IGP. The original optical drive was really bad shape, so I replaced it. But there's something in this. There's something I think it's too low, even though with the older one, it doesn't open well. You have to pull it. Maybe I need to put a spacer or something to raise it a little bit so it doesn't get caught on the metal. I know this is not the 8000 series, even though it's black. I don't know if this was the previous owner or another one that painted this in black, so it might confuse you with the 8000 series. I did put a sticker over there. As you can see, previous or other owner they dropped the machine, but they restored it. Make a huge dent over here, and they were able to restore. And maybe that's why they could paint it so it stays everything the same. As you can see here, they did a pretty good job painting it, of course. So here's the intake fan, power, focus. There's the power LED and hard drive, headphone jack, microphone, two USBs, and then of course the optical drive. As you can see, you have a lot of intake on the front, also in the back. Over there, and there is this rear fan to remove all the hot air from the system. The hard drive is the original hard drive with a 160 gigabytes, which I'm going to upgrade to one SSD, of course. You can see this one is the 8400, so it's 166 megahertz less. Here's the intake fan. Now I can don't know why I can't remove it now. It's weird. As you can see, there's also damage there. Nothing too serious. It is a free heat pipe cooling system. No fan on this part, so the hot air probably from here and here. There's a CMOS battery and a very basic board, of course. did try out, tested, it works fine, except of course the Windows 10 doesn't uses a basic driver, so it doesn't allow to do a lot of things. So this system is better to Windows 7, of course. Now, let's put the lid back. Hold on. Close it. Okay, there we go. Now let's close it. Yeah, you screw. Let's check now the back. There is for the power. It also doesn't have apparently the plastic back. So we have the power, VGA, DVI, PS2 keyboard and mouse, 6 USBs, gigabit Ethernet, audio in and out, and a optic fan, an exhaust fan. We have the VISA mount to place on the monitor stand. So this is a very basic computer to use, essentially. Unlike this one, you have more expandability, especially in graphics cards and CPUs. This can go away or up to the Q9650. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to place on desk and I'm going to show you how it works. So I now all set up and plug all the cables I needed. Now I'm going to show you one thing I do like about these RAM modules. They have a built-in LED. Even though the computer is not power on, they still receive power and light up. Which unfortunately, with this proprietary motherboard, you cannot adjust the RAM speeds. 4 GB RAM. Oh, and I forgot. The CPU, I think it was, let me see, 10 euros, I think. I think it was 10 euros. And this Quadro I bought for 10 euros. Although many say that core tools are dead, for basic tasks, I think they can handle. For office, they are still a pretty good machine. You can hear the hard drive. In a few years, many people I think will be missing the hard drive sounds. Okay, let's open up GPU Z, CPU C, sorry, CPU Z. There you can see core to 8500, both the core, 45 nanometers, 6 megabytes of L2 cache. There's motherboard information, Q45, it uses ICH9DO, PCI Express 1, all in the 45 series you have PCI Express 2, here are the 4 gigabytes, 67 SL5. if you go to SPD, as you can see, it has a lot of VJDEX, which means that you can run the memory at 800. So unfortunately, because it's a locked board, you cannot change, which will help a little bit. Here's the GPU. It's made for HP, 512 megabyte, DDR3, 64 bits. This is the benchmark is blocked. Don't know why. This computer with a quad core and a low profile good card you will get for esports will still deliver a good performance. And information: nvidia NVS 310 built on a Fermi core 119, 8 ops CMU, 48 shaders, DirectX 11, 1 gigabyte pixel fill rate, texture filter 4.2, 512 DDR3. You can see the clock is lower than the original compared to the GT 520 and 610. The memory it's a little 1.9 0.950. It's so it has a little speed more, and the other shader. This one doesn't support Vulkan. So in terms of web browsing, it's okay. On YouTube, 1080p videos, some 1080p 60 frames per second videos, it can still make some. Can work well. I believe having two tabs is the maximum for this type of system, especially with a dual core. I do like these videos. It's the same models that he uses. Now let's check my YouTube channel. I have to pick up those laptops that I found on the trash. These were also two laptops that I found on the trash. Let me turn on the speakers. This is one. The specs of this one. This is the first generation of Core Duo. It comes with Core Duo T. See for the videos. For basic tasks, it's a good system. For now, I don't have games. I'm going to make a future video when I get a stand to place the cell phone so I can play better and not showing very short parts of the games. So thank you for watching and see you guys next time.